Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another motivational video of building a house here in Ghana. If it is your first time here on the channel, my name is Gigo, and today we will be looking at finishes, right, from one of our viewers. And today's episode is going to be focusing more about the painting work, the finishes of these beautiful homes, right, that we have here. And then we have our painter, right, Ebube, who will be taking us through the process. So this is the before, right? This is before, he started with his works, and then you'll be seeing the finishes, right? We will go on also to kind of introduce some of our, artisans, right, on the channel that are also doing major works that you are seeing on your screen. When it comes to the windows work, when it comes to the stone works, the pillar designing, right, the burglar proofs and all that. These are artisans that when you need on your project, if you go to my playlist, you will find their names there, and they've been working together, right? They work independently on their own, but they also work together as a team. So you can always go to my playlist, look for all the artisans. Create your own production group, right? Just create your own team from what we've built here on the channel, and then you will get amazing work done and also very good collaboration. No need of, artisans blaming each other for petty mistakes. We do ask questions before we move to the next stage. So if you want to have a finished house, right, with less stress, dealing with artisans here and there, trying to get people on board. I know it is stressful, right? That's why we created the production group, right? So that, it will be easy for all of us to get our houses built, right, without family issues or friend issue or all sorts of those things, right? But let's get back to today's video. So this is the finishes, right? So we saw previously the before, and this is the after, right? So he's taking us through, his work. You can see the smoothness of the painting of the walls, right? If you look carefully, I know some of you just see it from afar, but if you're a painter or if you are into details, you see the walls looks like glass. You see that the painting is reflecting, right? It's not like too shining, but you see how smooth, the painting is. Some of the walls, you see them painted, but if you look carefully by the side, you see how smooth it is. These are things that, yeah, it is very difficult if you are just, someone who is just building your house and you are not into painting, right? The professional painters, when they see this work, they know what has been done. And you can see it for yourself, right? This is no editing. This is like pure painting. And that is what you've seen on the screen. Beautiful work done by, the painter. If you want to see more of his work, if you go to my playlist, you see numbers of jobs that he has done, and same quality, right? Same quality, right? I also give a shout out to the owner of this particular project. Beautiful colors here, combine natural stones, and also the Idinkra symbols. It makes a statement, right? It tells you who this person is, a truly African who believes in his culture, right? And if you want these designs also done, Abraham is there, our wall and windows designer. He will get these things done for you. If you go to my playlist, once again, if you go to walls and windows designing, you will see some of his work. There's project in Ningo that we did, also with the Dinkra symbols and all of that. So if you want to see more of those detailed, right, in your house, you want to add some culture effect on your house, if you go to my playlist and you go to the windows and door design, you will see, some of these works. And also when it comes to the balustrade that you see on the fence wall, all of those things, my playlist, right? Everything is in the playlist. We have Frank that does it. The windows, we have Ansa, right, who also does Ishmael, who also does the windows. So anything that you want here at Geo Production Group is here for you, right? As I told you, I want the channel to move stage by stage, right? I don't want to skip the process. So we are getting closer to where you'll be seeing only finishing houses here at Google Production Group. I know that the block work, and the cement and all of that has been over 5 years on the channel, but we are getting closer to the point where you'll be seeing more of colors, more of painting works here at Gigo Production Group. So stay tuned to that. It is all process, right? It's all process. Let's take our time and go through the process step by step, right? In 10 years' time, right, I want, my channel to grow towards that direction where we have everything, right? We have everything here on the channel, right? So if you want your house to look beautiful like this, right, it's not only with the painting, when it comes to P.O.P works, plaster boards. If you want to do your Graffiato painting, which is what you are seeing on your screen now, you can see the walls, the fence wall, the design is Graffiato painting. So you don't see the smooth and shiny surface of the painting, right? You see a rough one with designs. So all kinds of painting you want. If you go to the playlist, which is the painting and P.O.P works, that is the name of the playlist, you will see, most works that we've done here on the channel, right? You can look at the videos if you are happy with it. You want to work with our painter, that is the number on your screen. You call him and then you work with him directly, right? And that's one beautiful thing about Gigo Production Group, right? When you are dealing with our artisans, you deal with them directly. There's no third person. You don't really need me to be there, right? But I always say, if there's any issue, if there's any problem, or if you want me to come in with negotiation or some one or two things, I'm always here. But these guys are very good guys, and I trust in them, right? I believe in them. That's why I put their numbers here straightforward for you to just deal with them. You don't need me to come. And so far, for the past 5 years, being here on the channel, doing these things, no issue. Sometimes there's one or two misunderstanding, and those are some of the things sometimes I come here on the channel to explain that you always have to ask the questions, right? You always need to ask the questions, and then they will explain to you, right? Because for them, they see those little challenges as normal, right? That is their experience. They work with a lot of different people, so sometimes they are just straightforward. But for you, that is maybe your first time, second time, you need to get clear explanations. So sometimes you need to get, that feedback. That's why I'm like, if you get any estimate, just ask them the questions, right? Ask them, and then they will break it down for you, right? So there's also another project. You can also see the finishes. When you see this and you see the first one, you will know the handwriting, right? It is the same handwriting. We have our burglar proof guy, Frank, who did the balustrade here, the burglar proof here. We have Ansa, Ishmael, who did the windows here. We have Abraham Segbedre also, who also did the windows designing, the frame, and also the wall, the fence wall designing as well. We have our electrician, right? We have one of our electricians here who also did, the electric works here, the finishes, right? I'm talking about finishing work here, who also did all of those things. So, Gigo Production Group, we are a pack, right? We're a pack, and this is what I want to create, right? Because 5 years, 6 years ago, people were having challenges with, family members building for them. People were having issues with Ghanaians, I would say, trusting Ghanaians to build their dream house, right? To work with Ghanaians because they thought they cannot rely on them. They always have to check, double check, and cross check. There's so much stress. And that's why I created this group, so that you can just come in here, go to the playlist, and just get any artisan you want. That is the platform. That is what the platform is about. And just get your house done. So this is the windows that Ishmael did, right? That's the windows design that the Ishmael did. The owner of this particular project was so happy to work with a team individually. Individually. I mean, is a lady, and all she has to do is to take the numbers on the screen, call them one after the other. When this is done, hand over to the next person. And all of this was done in her absence, right? All she has to do is to monitor from afar outside of the country. And with Gigo Production Group, we came through for her and everything is done right. So I also give a shout out to all the team members that have worked on this particular project, especially to Herman, right? Herman started with the electricals here, right? So if you go to my playlist, you go to electrical works, you will see Herman there. And some of the works that he has done for us. I think he has a YouTube channel also called multi-skilled electrician. Yes, if you go to YouTube, go to multi-skilled electrician, you see Herman, and amazing jobs he is doing for a lot of clients, tries right on the YouTube space. So check out on Herman. I also give shout out to Abraham for the windows designing and also the fence wall designing as well, right? That shout outs go to Abraham Segbedre. Also to the brother who is Frank, also with all the the metal works that you've seen, the burglar proofs and also the balustrade and all of that. And also to Ishmael and also Bruno. This house will always reminds me of Bruno because this is the last house he was working on. May his soul rest in perfect peace, right? And Ishmael came to complete, who is his assistant, right? Hand over everything to him to complete, and that is the finishes you see. So, in rain or shine, right? In death or in life, Gigo Production Group will always show up for you, right? That's what we stand for, honesty. And the last shout out will go to the man who always adds the icing on the cake, who puts color and life into the project, who is our painter, Ebube or Ebub, right? So then, this brings us to the end of today's episode. I really do appreciate your time spent here on the channel. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next episode. Let's get to it.